Konnichiwa, Kawaii Critic here to review Fear the Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 5, Burning in Water, Drowning in Fire. So this episode starts out with this old man waking up and seeing that his wife has turned into a walker, and thus he proceeds to dance with the walker who does not have any teeth in her. And then after a bit, he decides to shoot himself. And they spill into this little fire, or this little lamp that causes a fire. And the fire spreads, and the whole town, to see this fire. And some of the townspeople try to stop it from essentially getting bigger and so on and so forth. But at some point, the leader says to stop because the people are inside are already dead and they need to save water. So we cut over to Troy, who is warning, I believe it was Madison that he was warning because those two have been at odds for a bit now. So, before Madison heads out, Alicia, her daughter, heads out to sort of give her a, be careful out there sort of vibe. So, anyways, Nick brings his girlfriend food, and I keep forgetting his girlfriend's name, so I do apologize for that, but she's just, I don't know, there's something about her that just still isn't quite memorable enough to remember her name. And I think I did recall saying her name in one of the previous reviews, but I honestly already forgot. So anyways, she still wants to leave, that being Nick's girlfriend, but the mother wants them to stay, so we don't know if Nick is stalling and all this other stuff. Anyway, we cut back to Victor and Daniel, who are in this car trying to wait it out, and Victor is the one trying to postpone everything, and Daniel wants to drive through the walkers that are on this path. So afterwards, we cut to Alicia, who's now talking with this dude. I believe it was the other brother. I forget his name too now. But anyways, after their little talk, I believe they kissed right afterwards. And I believe they actually had a discussion earlier, but I completely missed out on pointing that out. But anyways, so we have Troy giving everyone weapons, and he spots some walkers, and he's afraid that they're gonna end up going into town slowly but surely. So they go out and they take out the walkers, and then Madison gets into a little bit of trouble, but is saved by one of the other military-like guys. Then we cut to Alicia, who says that, the brother wants to give her a book, and then she's like, oh, what's the point of books now? So Nick then talks to this, the older granddad-like character. It's not his granddad, but the granddad of Troy, or his father, whichever it is. Anyway, when Nick brings up Troy, they talk about guns and being at their low point and what that means and stuff like that. Madison and the others noticed that the helicopter was now moved, so they start to head over in that direction where they see it was dragged. Victor and Daniel take a little break, and Victor gets a little bit more testy on the whole, like, oh, you should just kill me if you're not gonna, let me do this for you or whatever. So anyways, the old guy, the grandpa, the granddad, says when people are in a crisis, we actually tend to revert backwards instead of trying to help each other and stuff like that, which is actually, I think that was the most interesting line in the whole episode. Uh, anyways, so the old man asks Nick what he wants because like I said, his mom wants to stay, his girlfriend wants to leave, so the old man asks Nick what he wants to do. So Troy's group stops in this town. They see that this. They check out this other trail of burned bodies, and they see this one guy who's like talking to himself and repeating stuff. So this other group comes out once Madison kills the guy, and then this other group wants their stuff. So while that's happening, Alicia goes out with the guy again. Victor I believe Victor was driving, or was it Daniel? I think Victor was driving. Anyways, he goes through the gate, and they drive near the building. That building we've seen quite a few times. And Daniel decides to lead them inside. Daniel then leaves Victor to the walkers after sort of having them come out by ringing a bell. And then drives off. So, Nick talks with his girlfriend, bringing her to this, like, location. I don't know where it was, but it was like a little stop, I guess. Anyways, Madison is stopping Troy because after they left, they were told to take off all their shoes or boots or whatever they were wearing. So they were dragging their feet along the ground for a long time. So they wanted to take a break, but Troy was like, oh, we need to keep going and stuff like that. And then we cut to Nick waking up by himself after a night's rest. So the girlfriend has left now by herself. We see Alicia jumping into water and actually having fun or whatever, I guess. And then we see the old man leave Nick a gun. And that is the end of this episode. Whew. Boy, oh boy, I've mentioned this quite a few times, I believe, in every review I've done of Fear the Walking Dead, but I can't help but bring it up again that I feel like Fear the Walking Dead has completely rushed the progression of this series, the spin-off series, and that is its biggest flaw constantly, is that the walkers are already not a threat, and it's only season 3. We have, The Walking Dead is seasons ahead, so it feels like that was completely rushed. The characters have these, like, elongated moments, but it still doesn't feel like their characters are important enough, even through all of these dialogues, because some of the dialogues, and yes, I would admit that even in The Walking Dead that this tends to happen, but the dialogue is very, this is a lesson dialogue, like, this is a sort of passage of, like, oh, the world isn't what it used to be kind of dialogue, and yeah, that's something that both shows sort of have to deal with. And I don't know, there's something about Fear of the Walking Dead that makes it even more obvious in its writing. And a part of that also has to deal with the lack of walkers as well, is that you have to now spend a lot more time with these humans, but we're just getting all of these moments of, this stuff of, like, you have to survive is priority throughout all these different characters, but we're not really getting any character moments where it's like, oh man, that character almost died or something. We're not getting enough of that yet. So that's unfortunate, but you know, in the like I said, even the characters that are like gone, like apparently Travis is now just gone. Like his character wasn't good enough to miss. So this continual trend of Fear the Walking Dead, it continues, unfortunately, but at least I got this review done. I thought I was working today, but I guess not. I got to do this review. Anyways, if you enjoyed it, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, everyone, bye!